Pool of Bethesda. To me, this is an interesting story in the fact that it has all the way through it, there's two focuses going on. Every character in it has two focuses. First of all, we see the man who is by the pool. He's focused on what's possible. That when an angel stirs the water, it's possible to get into the water and be healed. But he's also focused on how impossible that is, that someone else always gets there first. He's not able to be there for 38 years. It's like a poor man, a beggar next to a mansion. He sees what's possible, but he also sees what is impossible. We also have the religious leaders who could have been focused on this great miracle, but instead they are focused on a broken rule. Back to the man. His life was totally changed. He should have been rejoicing. He should have identified with the one who changed his life. He had been sick for all those years and now he was healed. But he was so concerned. His focus was on the religious leaders and what they thought of him and what they could do to him. His focus was wrong. Matter of fact, Jesus came up and talked about these two focuses. He said, you are focused on being healed physically. But you need to stop your sinning. You need to look at your spiritual life. A great story to see these two great focuses. This pool, Bethesda, was a particular pool that was near the sheep gate. And this is, people would come into that gate with the sheep for the temple. They would stop here and they would wash the sheep before taking it onto the temple. And that was the purpose of this pool. You probably realize that the bedroll, they take up your bed and walk. People had different types of bedrolls. Very, very poor, they would just simply have their cloak. And they would simply put that down and sleep on it, or if it was cold, sleep in it. But in this case, the man had a bedroll. And it was a simple thing that he could just roll up and easily carry it away. Jesus often, when he heals people, often refers to the relationship that sickness has to sin. He makes it clear that not all sicknesses are a result of sin. But in the case of the man who was let down from the roof, the four men let him down, the first thing he says is, your sins are forgiven. Then he told him to pick up his bed and go home. But in the case of the man born blind, he said, this has nothing to do with his sin or his parents' sin, but for the glory of God. But in this story here, he makes it clear. He said, you need to stop sinning, or a greater thing is going to happen to you. This man had a problem, and it looked like he wasn't taking care of it. Well, insights on this great story. Come back next week when we continue on with more insights on the story of the week. We'll see you next week.